In the modern world, having a degree seems essential for securing a future. So we need to choose among all the opportunities available and find the perfect balance between what our family wants, which degree offers the best remuneration, and our personal interest. Leaving behind social expectations and taking responsibility for starting a new path to follow our dreams is not easy. At that point, we often confused about what to do, how to do it, or even where to start. Welcome to Ocean Science. Today I will explain what a degree in marine science is by sharing my personal experience with an important conclusion at the end. First of all, we need to understand that a university degree is not a piece of paper that says that you know more about physics or language. It means that you have consistency in your actions, that you can overcome adversities no matter what, because for years you take action and make a lot of tasks, practice and exams while you're growing and living your life. One thing that I can be sure is that I don't remember all the formulas that I use in fluid mechanics, all the organic nomenclature in chemistry, but I develop a new approach to each goal that I want to achieve. I have become a professional in problem solving with some knowledge of the ocean. To be realistic, I wasn't too confused of which degree choose, or if even I want to do a degree. I was always curious about everything, which led me to the field of science. At 14, I went to a school trip to see whales in the south of Argentina, on Peninsula de Valdés. I was so fascinated about the different museums and the people who dedicate his life to this field. So I want to become a marine biologist. But my school had a specialization of communication, and they taught me so well that I understand and realize that I need to go to another school with a science approach. So with 15, I changed the school and go for one that has science as the specialization. At 16, I joined the Biology Olympiad group, and we finished as one of the best of the country. So the following year, with a group of students, we went to Ecuador to do the exams of these Olympiads. After all this, I had to make a decision what degree I should follow, because I was sure that I want to explore the ocean. And I studied a lot of biology in the last years. So making the biology degree, it will be more or less the same that I have studied. So I started to search degrees related to the ocean that not necessarily focus on biology, or I need to do biology first and then a master's on marine biology. So I searched and I found the degree on marine science. I realized that it covered much more than just biology. So I choose as my future career. And now, after finish my degree and also my master's, but this is a thing for another video, I can finally explain what it's all about. First of all, I want to clarify that marine science is not the same as marine biology, because most of the people start this degree thinking that it's all about animals and ecosystems, and then boom, physics and maths. I don't want to say that there is no biology in this degree, but it's not all about biology. Another thing to consider is that this degree can change depending on the country and even the university. In my case, I made on the University of Las Palmas of Gran Canaria in Spain, that the minimum time to finish this degree is 4 years, but this can change depending on the country. For example, in Europe, it's more common to finish a degree in 3 years, but as general degree in science and then go to a master, so a specialization on marine science of 2 years. And then we have another examples on America. We have in the United States like 4 years, depending on the state. And then in Latin America, it can be 5 years, but this change around the world. In Africa, we have also times around 3 and 4 years in the University of South Africa, Ghana, or even Kenya. Then we have another examples on Japan, China, Singapore, and also India, that around 4 and 3 years, depending on which university and program you choose. And finally, we have more or less the same time on Australia and New Zealand. I will put the reference and the universities down here on the description. The schedule for the first year is more or less the same for all the science degrees. So you can change if you think that it's not the right option for you. The first year consists in 5 subjects divided on physics, math, chemistry, biology and geology. And the names can change from one semester to another, like Physics 1 and Physics 2, or Basic Physics, Advanced Physics, or Physics and Amplification of Physics, but the concept is still the same. For the first 3 years, the structure will be more or less the same, dividing in these areas, but becoming more specialized on the ocean. In the final year, you can choose your subjects and the thesis. For the thesis, I will make another video because I think it's so important, but we can remain with the idea that choose the good supervisor and a good topic are the key for a successful thesis. Returning to the degree, the first year is fundamental. So we can cover on maths the integration, derivation in a double or triple way, and the different theorems that we have, matrix and complex number. In physics, we will explore kinematics, dynamics, system of reference, some theorems related to fluids, and electromagnetism. In geology, we learn about different types of composition on rocks and how to use a map and see the different stratifications on layers of the ground. In chemistry, we cover the inorganic and organic classifications with solutions, salts, and redox reactions. In biology, we study the classification and the function of the organism. The second year becomes more interesting. In the first semester, we have mathematics for oceanography, MOC for short. Here, we apply ordinary and partial differential equations, apply to oceanographic situation. We also take geostrophic fluid mechanics, where we see the fluid velocities, the Coriolis effect, and all the derivation of the different forces that affect the currents and the ocean dynamics. Then we have marine organism biodiversity, where we explore different classification that we have of the marine organisms. Another subject of the first semester is scientific computing. Here we explore how to program and how to apply this to the other subjects. And finally, the chemistry of solutions. And here we see the different solutions that we have on the ocean for an inorganic approach. In the second semester, we take statistics. Here we use the things that we learn from program and we apply to understand the different models that we have on maths and in this case on statistics. In oceanic waves, we study the tides and the different currents that we can have in channels. In physiology of marine organisms, we study how each organism works. In sedimentary environment, we study how a ripples form, a dunes form, and the different dynamics that we have with the sediment. And finally, in organic chemistry, we explore the conformation and formulation of the different organic compounds. Through this year, we do a lot of lab and programming practice. So this feels more real and we can apply all the knowledge that we learn on lectures to the real world. In the third year, the division and the subjects remains more or less the same. But in my case, I do an Erasmus program to the University of Pisa in Italy. This is a program that allows the students to do 1 or 2 semesters in another European university. There are many similar programs that allow the students to go from one to another university, and I highly recommend to take advantage of these programs. They offer a different approach of marine science or any degree you choose. During my Erasmus experience, I took subjects for the natural environment degree, most of them from the master's degree on marine biology, another one for the master's on natural science, and another one for the degree on physics. In this year, I have many subjects as marine biology, where we see the different physiognomy and classification of the organism, environmental laws, so we see the laws related to the ecosystem, atmospheric physics, where we see the different dynamics of the atmosphere and how it interacts with the land and the water mass. Geochemistry provides more in-depth study of the geology of the Earth from a chemistry perspective. Also, I took Oceanography, where we see all the oceanic phenomena from all the perspective, chemic, biology, physics, and geological perspective. Also, marine biochemistry focus on microscopic process. Planetary geology, where we cover the composition of our solar system and our galaxy. Ecotoxicology, so the pollution that we have in the ocean in a macroscopic way. Marine zoology, so the classification of each group and family of the different organisms that we have on the ocean. And finally, recreational fishing, where we see the different laws relating to the fishing practice. In the last year, you can choose what subjects you want. This can change on each university. Some universities starts before, so from the third year you can choose the different subjects that you want, and in other ones you can never choose them. In my case, I choose subjects related with physics and math. I study instrumentation and data analysis for oceanographic physics, where we see the different instruments that measure in oceanographic physics and the different ways to analyze the data on this subject. I also took modeling of marine system, that as the name says, you can modelize all the situations that you have on the ocean from the chemical perspective or biological or physical. So with code, you modelize all this to study better this situation. In meteorology, we see the atmospheric phenomena and how to identify them in different programs and in the maps. And the last that I studied was environmental quality, that is more related with the laws and the chemical part of the environment. I want to conclude sharing my thoughts about this degree and the university in general. Marine science is a complex field that covers many disciplines. You might be good at math and find physics easier, but for the biological part, it's more difficult for you, or vice versa. However, if you are passionate about the ocean, you will study all these aspects without problem. If you have the opportunity, I strongly encourage to do an exchange program. It's an experience that will change your life in one way or in another. And most importantly, choose that you truly want to study. I know that can be difficult, but try to find a way to do your passion. This path is not easy, and if you choose something that doesn't truly interest you, it will be even harder. You might have talent for science or language, but if you never challenge yourself, you will never reach your full potential. I know that it's scary to test yourself in something that is new. And we all make ourselves the question that I will be good enough. We learn by making mistakes, so go for it. That is all for today. If you have any question, I will be reading all the comments. And thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you the next Saturday at 12 with the next video. Bye bye!